Hello everyone, welcome back. It's May 29. Everyone is talking about the May the 29th, yeah, inauguration swearing in of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and a lot of people have been coming out to say the swearing in should be postponed, everything should be on hold because there's a case in court. Don't forget the tribunal is starting on Monday the 8th. Yeah, Atiku and Peter Obi will be going to court, and Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed is busy planning for is swearing in. You and according to the information, the tribunal has about 5 months to come up with their findings. About I think 180 days, and don't forget, if any one of them loses, they're gonna be going to the um Supreme Court from the appeal court, and that one will take another process of 2 months, So it's a whole lot. And what happens during that period, you know? So, but I'm just gonna let you guys listen to Femi Falana. He's got one or two things to say and what he feels is the best for the Nigerian government to do. So guys, don't forget to share my video, like and follow my Facebook page NHTVNG, subscribe to my YouTube channel NHTV Hangout, turn the notification bell on, and also like my channel so that when I drop a video, you'll be the first to be notified. Like and share my video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye bye.
Nigeria's big elections, the official results obviously came in some time ago in favor of Bola Tinubu and the APC, but now it's mired in legal challenges and lamentations of almost biblical proportions, yet the inauguration is going ahead because that's the law. But is it a moral, ethically sound law? Is it a fair rule?
Charles, I think it's too late in the day to cry or bemoan our fate. Since 2010, we have engaged in a consistent campaign for far-reaching electoral reforms along the lines suggested, the recommendations of the Waste panel, which I said on this forum. Those recommendations were adopted by the panel set up by President Jonathan following the crisis that attended the 2011 presidential election.
Yaradua.
Yeah, no, it was Waste panel was set up by President Yaradua.
Right.
President Jonathan set up the Ahmed Lemu panel,
right,
which adopted the recommendations of
yes, I see what you mean.
Ways wholesale. Again, President Buhari set up the Ken Namani panel, which also adopted the basic recommendations of the Waste panel.
Yeah.
But to master the political will, to implement these recommendations have always been the problem, because the people in power want to take advantage of the loopholes in the law, including those who are complaining now. And if you look at the dramatis personae, which of them has not enjoyed what we are criticizing now? Governor Bola Tinubu, Vice President Atiku, Peter Obi, in fact more than anybody, had their elections challenged. And when those elections were challenged, they were in power. President Obasanjo and Vice President Atiku in 2003 and 2007, when they were challenged by candidate General Muhammadu Buhari, they were in power. In fact, in 2003, the election petition did not end until 2005. Now, the case of Peter Obi is more interesting. Here was a guy who was kept out of power for 3 years. He won election in 2003. But INEC declared that Dr. Chris Ngige was the winner of the election. So, the petition was contested for 35 months, almost 3 years. And in fairness to Governor Obi, after the verdict of the Court of Appeal, so well, I better go to the office to complete, to spend whatever is left of the term. And I said, no. I ran like a lion in Lagos. No. Your opponent had no term of office because his election had been annulled. So you can't complete his term of office. So you are going to start your own 4-year tenure the moment you take your oath of office. Every lawyer said I was talking bonkum. But later, he took advantage of my position and fought the matter from the High Court to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court made a point that your 4-year tenure commences the day you are sworn in. So I think I was, I was discussing, I think sometime last year, I asked Governor Obi, you took advantage of my advice. You haven't paid me, and you haven't paid me.
I like that.
It was a public duty.
He didn't buy you a bottle of champagne? I'm disappointed.
No, you just said no. You were rendering a public service.
Yeah, of course.
But after that, in 2007 again, 2009, Obi won the election. Andy Uba went to court to say whereas in 2007, INEC had conducted an election, which was illegal anyway, and he said he had won. Therefore, my term of office, was kept in the cooler. So what are you talking about? Again, the battle went up to the Supreme Court. Governor Obi was in office. At the end of the day, the Supreme Court upheld, and decided that the election the gentleman was talking about was illegally conducted. Dr. Dachi Ahmed won election to the Senate in 2011, I think under the platform of CPC. His opponent, former Governor McAfee, went to court and was in court for almost a year. Eventually won, and Dr. Dachi Ahmed, who had been in the parliament, was then asked to vacate because it was proved that he didn't win the election. But he had spent about a year in the parliament. So this is the position. What the respected Cardinal Onayeka is talking about is what in law we call delege ferenda as opposed to delege. What the law is as opposed to what the law should be. For me, I've always believed that all election petitions should be concluded before the inauguration of an incoming government. But again, this time it's not limited to the president-elect. All the governors who have been elected, including the LP Labour Party governorship candidate and governor-elect
in Abia
State, will be sworn in. All the legislators who have been declared winners of the election on the platform of PC, APC, PDP, Labour Party, and all of them will also be inaugurated on the 29th
right. But for the benefit of our audience who may not know these things, what is the law as it stands today with regard, for example, to the presidential Now, tribunal? I mean, there are different time frames for each level, aren't there?
By virtue of Section 285 of the Constitution, election petitions shall be heard by our courts and determined within a period of 180 days. That's 6 months.
That is on the tribunal level.
Yes.
Yeah, the presidential.
Also at the Court of Appeal level.
Right. So that's another 6 months.
No. For the presidential election,
right,
it starts at the Court of Appeal, and then you have an option to go to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
So if you have 180 days in the Court of Appeal, you have additional 2 months, 60 days in the Supreme Court.
Right.
In the case of governorship, which is the only one that allows for 3 stages.
Yeah.
You go to the election petition tribunal for 180 days, Court of Appeal for 60 days, Supreme Court for 60 days. That's keeping the governor in office for 10 months.
Yeah.
While his opponent or his opponents are fighting the legitimacy of his election. So this is the position. In fact, there's a provision of the Electoral Act, I think Section 120, which provides that even within the tribunal or the Court of Appeal this time around, says the man who has been declared the winner of the election has not been properly elected. He has 21 days to appeal. Again,
and he still remains in office, right?
Once the appeal is filed within 21 days.
Right.
So that is the law now. But what do now? But for me, these provisions were made when nobody thought we were going to have electronic voting, likely. Right. In other African countries, and this is very sad for us, in 2017, the Supreme Court of Kenya decided the election petition, presidential election petition, within 14 days. And I drew the attention of Nigerians to that development. I wrote a piece, which was widely circulated in the media, entitled Electoral Justice in Kenya and Nigeria. And I drew the attention of my colleagues particularly to the need for us to ask for an amendment of the Constitution. Because in other African countries, even Ghana here, the challenge of the presidential election is only taken at the Supreme Court. In Kenya, it's the same thing. You don't begin at the Court of Appeal. Two,
so it goes straight to the Supreme Court. Yeah.
In most other African countries, you have constitutional courts. These petitions go to the constitutional court, which these courts have 14 days to conclude the election petitions. At the time, the Constitution provided for 6 months. Nobody thought we're going to have the use of beavers machine or transmission of election results to the central server of INEC. So if we make the system to work, right, for me, all you need will be the reports of the beavers machine that has captured accreditation and the results that have been uploaded
to the IREV.
To the IREV.
But what I
if
want
you
to,
have those two reports,
you're pretty much sorted.
You can even have the petition decided in 14 days.
Yeah, but what I don't understand, but the fact though is that the 6 months is the limit. So
Yes.
it doesn't have to last that long, does it?
No, it doesn't have to last that long.
I mean, I'm wondering why the courts don't, I mean, they don't have to take up the entire time. I mean, they can move a lot quicker than they are. That's the argument that some of your colleagues are making.
Again, because of the way and manner people take advantage of the provisions of the law.